Alright, so real quick, wanted to go over the Uniwhip 2.0. So the mount itself is made for thinner fenders. I mean, most moto fenders outside of like your KTMs, where it's got the black support underneath, or even just KTMs and maybe some Huskies, where the fender's like crazy thick, right? Most fenders are a little bit more narrow. This clip goes on really easy. It's made for that type of setup. For the rare times when it won't fit your model, I've done things like expanded this out. This is the clips that go in here, and if you heat them up, you can widen them out. So what I end up doing is getting like a, I think I have a video about it. I'll see if I can link it here if I do, that I posted. But things like sockets, use like a 9/16 socket or something, set it on top of the socket, heat it up, kind of squish it down, it'll open up and give you a little more wide angle for some of those really fat Husky or KTM fenders. That doesn't necessarily help you out when there's the black support underneath the fender, because that it is so thick that generally it's almost like an inch that it'd have to be able to go over that fender. So some of the hacks, other than widening these out for a wider fender so you can heat them up, wide them out, is an option for some. But for those KTM styles that are just have the support, are crazy, I mean, there's still not a lot of options. And so this is just to go over what you could potentially try, think about, or whatever, because again, this is just kind of a tool to have this mount that sits on the fender and clips on easily, and you can kind of modify it. I've heard and like had folks tell me a little bit about what they've done with zip ties, this, that, or the other. But something I had tried, not that I have a bike where I needed it, but if you could picture this type of a truss head type nail, well, truss head type screw, if it was in the bottom of that black support underneath the fender. So you got the fender and the support goes underneath. If this screw was underneath it, I did try it out. I'm like, what if you had a truss head like this? Would it, allow you to just fit the bungee over it? And it actually would. It would be a really solid connection. So if you had that on your thicker fender and just screwed two of them in underneath in the proper location, you could most likely work that out where you could totally attach the bungee and have it work really well that way. You'll have a couple holes in the bottom, you won't see it. But another option was just if it was dremeled out and you were to cut the rubber back, you would have the clip, and this is a bigger hole in the black support railing, but it would still work really well. It would clip in, the rubber would still be there on the side of the fender to kind of do the same function that it does when it clips on a normal fender. It just allows you to have that clipping and grab. And so those are two like random hacks that maybe you could try and leverage. Just a thought. If you've got other thoughts, other things you've done, post them below, and maybe we can find out other ways to make sure that everybody can get out and ride with their Uniwhip and have a good time at the dunes. Big thanks from Zen times 10 for watching. If you like that video, make sure you subscribe. We have future promos and contests coming up. Click that like button and drop us a comment on the way out.